Hello, welcome back, students. Previously, we have seen that first point of this chapter, that is introduction of morphology and the types of morphology. In this lecture, today's lecture, we are going to see importance of morphology in a different branch. First, we are going to see the first branch, that are the identification. Morphology has the greatest role in a identification. Identification is nothing but to identify plant with the help of a morphological characters. First, what is a identity? For example, imagine what is your identity. You are living in a village, okay? That are your identity. Then you are living in a specific house, that is your own identity. And your name, your father name, your surname, that are the special identity. In same way, plants also have a identity. For example, their class, their family, their genus name, their species name. In this way, that is identity. Okay, I hope you understand the concept of the identification. Morphology is the basic source of a data collection of a taxonomy. The first classification system, let's see, identification classification, it is a different classification. It is the arrangement of a plant into specific way, that is known as a classification. And identification, they identify and given a specific name, that is known as a identification. The first classification system, it is based on the morphological characters, that is known as a natural system of a classification. Why I am here introducing the classification? For example, some plants in an ancient time or the history of a botanist or the botany, they have explained the concept of identification. Then later on he study the morphological character, and they given the first classification system, that are the natural classification system. For example, Theophrastus system of a classification. The one of the most interesting things in a botany, the Theophrastus is known as a father of botany. Why it is known as the father of botany? He gave the first classification system based on the natural classification system, based on the morphological characters. The first Theophrastus has studied the plant, their vegetative part, on the basis of the all kingdom plantae are classified into different groups. Which are that groups? First, herb, shrubs, undershrubs, and tree. The Theophrastus study the all plants in a kingdom plantae, and they classify into different groups. First is a herb, which is known as the smallest plant or the very smallest plant, like a herb or the cynodon, like a plant very small, which having the length to the 1 to the 10 centimeter. Then shrub, after the herb is occurring, they classify plant into shrubs, that is a more than the height of a herb, that is a let's see, hibiscus plant, that is a included in a shrub plant. Some flowering plant, rose plant, that is included in the shrub plant. Then undershrub, it is nothing but the some plant, it is not included in a shrubs, but that is not included in a tree. For such plant that are included in the another category, that is known as a under shrubs. Then tree, it is the largest unit of this kingdom plant. For example, mango tree, apple tree, coconut tree, that are the classification system given by the Theophrastus, that is known as a natural classification system. The tallest group of plant include fruit trees. Taxonomics used on that basis. On that basis, plant are classified with the help of some morphological characters. Plant are classified with the help of morphological characters, which are that may be plant height, that may be plant habit, root, stem, leaf, branching, phyllotaxy, inflorescence, flower, fruit. On that basis of a plant are on this character plant are classified. That is the first branch of importance of morphology in a identification. In this I have explained definition of identification. Okay, then I explain how morphology are useful, how morphology are useful to the identify the plant. Okay, on that basis of morphological characters, the first classification system is given by the Theophrastus. Then some morphological characters used for the classification, that may be plant height, habit, root, stem, leaf, branching, phyllotaxy, inflorescence, flower, fruit. That are the some characters used for the classification. Let's see point number 2. I have previously explained identification is different and the classification is different. Identification, it is nothing but the to identify to the only specific plant, and the classification is nothing but the arrangement of different plants according to their similar characters. That is known as classification. Classification is nothing but the arrangement of plant groups in a specific manner. That is known as a classification system. From the ancient time or from the previous history of botany, plant classification are classified into 3 types: natural system, artificial system, and the phylogenetic system. Let's see, there are 3 systems are differentiated with the different character. What is natural system? There are some example are given. When we study that example, you get clear idea about the natural classification system and artificial as well as a phylogenetic classification system. The first classification system in natural classification system, that is Bentham and Hooker. After the Theophrastus, in a botany, most immense work has done by the Bentham and the Hooker. That given a system, this system is based on the comparative morphological characters. That is known as the Bentham and Hooker systems. Theophrastus, it is what is that they study the only morphological character. They do not study their comparative. They only study the morphological character. But Bentham and Hooker, that study the comparative morphological character. From example, there are 2 plants is given, hibiscus and the rose plant. What is the comparative characters? Then artificial system. Artificial system, it is the one most important system. Linnaeus, Carl Linnaeus. When we are studying the taxonomy, it is a branch of science which deals with the study of identification, nomenclature, and the classification. That branch is known as a taxonomy, and the father of taxonomy is known as a Carl Linnaeus. He given a system on the basis of the similar morphological characters. Those plants having the similar morphological character, on that basis, that given a system, that is known as a Linnaeus system and also known as a artificial system. Then next is the phylogenetic system. It is also known as a evolutionary system. That system is given by the Engler and the Prandtl scientist. This system is based on the evolutionary sequence, that is known as a phylogenetic system. I hope you are understanding these 3 systems and their character on which they are the base. Next, the importance of morphology to design classification system. How morphological character are important to design classification system. Some morphological characters such as a habit. Let's see what is a habit and the habitat. Most of students get a confusing habit and the habitat. Habit means their growth pattern. For example, some plant having the shrub habit, some having the herb habit, and some having the tree habits. That means growth pattern. Growth means shrub plants having the very small height, shrub plant having the medium in height, and the tree having the largest in a height. That are the first character that used during the classification. Okay, then second, underground parts. Underground parts, that means a root or the bulbs, are used to describing the plant. Then leaves. Leaves characters such as which type of leaves are present in plant, which type of venation, which type of leaf margin are present in plant, that are useful. Then reproductive source. Reproductive source, that means inflorescence and the character of a flower. For example, some having the unisexual flower, bisexual flower, inflorescence, type of inflorescence, racemose, cymose, or the special type. Then next, character of a fruit. That means which type of fruit present in that plant. That are the character which are helping to the classify the plant. Let's see, I have explaining general idea of a classification or the general trends of a classification. In exam, when you learn the botany, either any paper first or second or third, you should know about this idea of a classification. I don't say remember all classification system, but this general classification system you should be remember, or you should keep in the mind. For this you do anything, but I request it is a very helpful for learning the botany. First, kingdom plantae are classified into two groups. First, cryptogams, second, phanerogams. Cryptogams and phanerogams are classified on the basis of a plant structure or the plant body structure. Cryptogams are included, or the plant body, it is a thalloid, that is not divisible into root, stem, and leaf. Phanerogams, plant body is divisible into root, stem, and leaf. As well as is also known as a flowering plant, and the cryptogam is known as a non-flowering plant. Then below that, first we see the cryptogams. The cryptogam are classified into three types: thallophyte, bryophyte, and the pteridophyte. Thallophyte means a plant body is a thalloid. It is not divisible root, stem, and leaf. Thallophyte, it is classified into three more subdivision: algae, fungi, and lichen. Okay, algae, it is a green plant present in a water. For example, nostoc, chlorella, spirulina. There are different forms of algae, which is green in color and present in a water. Then second, fungi. It is a non-green, that means a non-photosynthetic, and it is present on the different organ. That means after that are the destroy, means that decomposing, such as a mushroom, then rhizopus, yeast, that are the some example of a fungus. That means they having a function of the decomposition of that organism. In Marathi we call as a burshi. Then third, it is a lichen. It is also plant body is thalloid, but it is formed by the combination of algae and the fungi. We have in a spices we have listen the Marathi word that is a dagadful. That is one type of a lichen present in our spices. Okay, it is present in a crust, fructose, and the foliose. That are the characters of the first part, that is a thallophyte. Then next it is a bryophyte. I have said that the origin it is a different from that plant. Origin, that means first it is a algae, then fungi, then lichen. It is a modified organ. Modification will be take place. Algae it is a thalloid. Fungi it is also thalloid, but there is a one type of nutrition added, that is decomposition. Then from the fungi, next it is a lichen, combination of algae and fungi. Then next organism or the next evolutionary strain, that is the bryophyte. Plant body is divisible into two types. First rhizoids, and second it is a leaf like a structure, that is known as a frond, that is known as a bryophyte. For example, Rixia, Markensia, that are the example. Then next stage of a evolutionary, that are the pteridophyte. Pteridophyte, it is the first or the initial stage. Plant body is divisible into root, stem, leaf, but that are the initial stage. The first plant vascular system is a present. It is also known as a vascular cryptogams. That is known as a pteridophyte. It is also known as a fern plant. There are number of example when we are visit the moist deciduous place, then we occur that plant fern. The next, that are the phanerogams. What are the character of phanerogams? Flowering and the plant body is divisible. First, angiosperm, gymnosperm. Angiosperm and gymnosperm are classified on the basis of only one character. Ovule are enclosed in a ovary. In angiosperm and gymnosperm, ovule it is not enclosed in a ovary. Let's see, in a mango plant, ovule, that means seed. Seed are enclosed in a ovary. And another gymnosperm like a cycas plant. Cycas, when we see the fruit of cycas, there is a no covering of that seed. Only seed directly exposed into the nature. That is the first character. First gymnosperm are originated, then from the gymnosperm angiosperm are originated. Angiosperm are classified into again two types, two subdivision, that is a monocotyledon and the dicotyledon, that having the some special characters on the basis of a leaf, on the basis of the seed, on the basis of a fruit, flower, different characters. For example, I have explained only two characters. First, it is a leaf character. In a monocot, there is a parallel venation of a leaf is present, and in dicot, there is a reticulate venation of a leaf is present. And another most flower. In a monocot, trimerous flower, and the dicot, there is a pentamerous flower. What is trimerous and pentamerous? Trimerous, that means three petals, three calyx, three corolla are present, and the pentamerous 5 in number. Okay, then dicot are classified into different subdivision. It is also called as a series, subclass, or the order. That is gamopetally, polypetally, and the apetally. Gamopetally, petals are the fuse and that forming the tube, that is known as a gamopetally. Polypetals, petals are many but that are present in a free condition. Fuse and free, let's see what is difference between fuse and free. Fuse, that forming the tube like structure, that are the united and the forming tube like structure, that is known as a gamopetally. And polypetal, petals are many but they are present in a free in condition, that are the free attached to the flower. There is a no tube are forming, that is not a united. Okay, that is gamopetally and polypetally. And next is a apetally. Apetally, it is nothing but the petals are totally absent. Let's see, after each order or the each series, they have again classification in a series or the suborder. First, gamopetally, inferi and the heterospermy. Inferi and the superior ovary, it is depend upon the ovary position. Inferior, that means ovary is a inferior, that means ovary at a inferior position. Inferior means what? Ovary present above the all floral holes, and the floral holes present below the ovary, that is known as the inferior condition. And the superior, that means ovary present at the bottom and all floral holes present at the top of a ovary, that is known as the superior. Such condition exhibit in plant that are placed in a inferi. Heterospermy, hetero means a different, spermy means a seed. Different seed, different size, different structure of seed are included in a heterospermy. Then a curvy embryo and the microembryo. Curvy embryo having the curve or the horseshoe shape like structure, that is known as a curvy embryo. And microembryo, embryo are a very small. Then polypetally are classified into the thalamiflory, deciflory, caliciflory. Thalamiflory, the thalamiflory, that means a floral flower having the thalamus like a structure. Deciflory, flower having the disc like structure, that means disc we can consider as a sunflower disc like structure. Caliciflory, it is nothing but the calyx are present in that structure, that is known as the caliciflory. You should have remember this general classification during the any branch, either that plant diversity or the plant morphology or the anatomy. Okay, I hope you are understanding the importance of morphology in a nomenclature. I have completed two branches. First, importance of morphology in identification, importance of morphology in a classification. Next is the importance of morphology in a nomenclature. Let's see what is a nomenclature. Nomenclature, it is nothing but the giving the name to the genus, giving the name to the that plant, that is known as a nomenclature. In a taxonomy, we have follow the scientist. During taxonomic scientist, we can consider as a IUCN, International Union of a Botanical Nomenclature. According to that, they have given for the naming system binomial system of naming. That are the binomial. One, it is genus name, another is a species name. Genus name, writing of a genus and species name, that should be having the some rules. The genus name, for example, which is genus and which is species. For example, we are considering the Azadirachta indica or the Mangifera indica, that are the name of some plant in a taxonomy. First, Mangifera, it is a genus, and the indica, it is a species. The writing of these two names with reference to some rules. What are the rules? The genus name should be in a capital letter. The genus name, the first name should be in a capital letter, and the species first name should be in a small letter. After writing, underline, single underline given to that botanical name, and the name should be in a Latin language, that means in a italic. Let's see how Latin language are expressed. Latin language, that means that name having the style of a italic. Okay, are you understanding that concept of writing the names? Most of the botanical names, with the help of origin, where are that plant found, that means origin. according to some morphological characters, according to the some scientist name. Let's see such names. The first name, Mangifera indica, according to origin. Why according to origin? Indica, that means they found in India. Bahuia purpurea, that name are given on the basis of the scientist name Caspar Bahuin, that invent that name for that purpose, to honor of that scientist name as given. Then Ginkgo biloba, it is also one name, but that name are given on the basis of the structure of a leaf. They having the leaf two lobe, due to which such morphological character are used to identify that plant, so that name are given Ginkgo biloba. Ipomea simplifolia, Ipomea simplifolia, that name are given on the basis of the leaf structure. Leaf are the simple. For that purpose, that name are given Ipomea simplifolia. Then Caparis aphylla, the name are given on the basis of the morphological character. Leaf are absent, due to which such plant name are given Caparis aphylla. Then Ipomea palmata, this name also given on the basis of the morphological character. Leaf are the palm shaped structure. For that purpose, name are given. Then Polyalthia longifolia, leaf having the larger leaf size. For that purpose, name are given Polyalthia longifolia. Cassia fistula, name are given on the basis of the pipe-like structure. Then Magnolia grandiflora, it is a type of flower which having the largest flower. Due to large flower, grandiflora name are given. Then Polyanthus tuberosa, tuber-like structure are present in that plant. For that a name are given. Asparagus racemose, inflorescence are found in that plant. For that purpose is given name Asparagus racemose. Gynandropsis pentophylla, five lobe of a leaf are present. For that purpose is known as Gynandropsis pentophylla. That are the name are given, botanical name are given to that plant on the basis of origin, morphological characters, and name of a scientist to honor them. I hope are you understanding the concept of importance of morphology in a nomenclature. Then importance morphology in phylogeny. Previously I have explained what is a phylogeny. Phylogeny, it is nothing but the how any plant are originated. For example, from how angiosperm plant, for example, how mango plant are originated. How mango plant originated? On the first algae are present, then fungi, then lichen, then bryophyte, then pteridophyte, then gymnosperm, then angiosperm. After the angiosperm, then monocot, and finally dicot. And dicot, there is a mango are present. If we this trend draw in a diagram, that is known as a phylogeny. The evolutionary sequence, interrelationship between the different groups of plant on the basis of the phylogenetic relationship. The evolutionary trends, keep in mind, phylogeny is nothing but the evolutionary trends. The similarities and the dissimilarities between higher plants and the lower plants. It is a depends upon the similarities between the higher plants and the lower plants. What is the similarities higher plant and lower plant? That is maybe higher plant means angiosperm, gymnosperm. Okay, that are the higher plant. That means they having a highest height. And the lower plant, that means cryptogams. The main aim of phylogeny to indicate the ancestor of a subgroup. The main aim of phylogeny, that is to get an ancestor of that plant. Okay, for that purpose we have to study the phylogeny. The lower plants like algae, fungi, lichen, bryophyte, pteridophyte showing the similar morphological character. For that purpose, they place into the cryptogams. Which are the similar characters? Let's see. Lower cryptogams. Which are the similar characters? First, that are the which are the similar character? Gametophyte, sporophyte, thalloid plant body. Okay, and the non-flowering, that are the some characters due to which scientists having the guess that four groups or that four types of plant groups are originated from the one plant. For example, algae also having the thalloid plant body, then it do not produce flower. For that purpose, that two characters having the same in a first, that are the algae, fungi, lichen, bryophyte and pteridophyte, due to which that five groups are originated from the one ancestor, that are the cryptogams. Same in a phanerogams. Okay, phanerogams, angiosperm and the gymnosperms. Angiosperm having the flower characters seen by the nitum as well as the jingo biloba, they having the same structure or the some morphological character are the same. On that basis we have decided that, or on the conclusion that have originated from the same ancestor, that is known as the phanerogams. On the basis of the most of the dominant group on the earth, that are the angiosperms, that terms morphological characters, root, stem, leaf and the flowers. Let's see, we have completed the phylogeny. Now last point of this chapter, importance of a morphology in sense of a plant breeding. Let's see what is a plant breeding. Plant breeding, it is a science, the improving the quality of plant by exchanging the genetic characters, that is known as a plant breeding. For example, in a field there are two types of plant, one having the high yield characters and the another having the disease resistance. Okay, there are two plants. Okay, but we want to see that two character in a one plant. Okay, but ancient times or the before the these branches, it is the only imagine or the dream. But due to the plant breeding, that techniques have developed, that two character of two different plant can be achieved into one plant. That techniques or that branch is known as a plant breeding, and techniques is known as a hybridization. Hybridization technique is nothing but the exchanging the genetic character of two different plant into the one plant, that is known as the hybridization. And the techniques are employed in that branch, that is known as a plant breeding. Okay, I hope you are understanding the concept of the plant breeding. The morphology have importance to study to the plant breeding. How morphology are important? If you want to select the parent during hybridization, before we want to select before we want to do the hybridization, we have to select the parent are select on the basis of the superior morphological character. Healthy plants are selection, and that are done on the basis of a such character like disease resistance, high yield, that are done on the basis of the studying the morphological character of leaf, character of flower, character of a root and the character of a fruit. On that basis, that parent are the selection. The first technique, morphology are important in plant breeding to selection of a parent, and the selection of parent are done with the studying the morphological character. We have to select healthy plant, disease free plant and the quality plant. Quality plant, that means quality of flower, quality of leaf, quality of fruit, quality of seed. It is determined before the selection of a parent. Okay, that are the first importance in a plant breeding of a morphology. Then second importance, after the hybrid, when we do the hybridization, then outcome of a hybridization can also measure with the help of a morphological characters. Which are that? See, the characters, the character outcome, that means after the when we do the hybridization and the result are get in that, the color of your seed, color of your plant, quality of your plant, you also determine. That is known as a morphological character are used only two purpose. First, selection of parent, and after result, that means outcome. One of the characters are naming, that is the androecium gynoecium character, that means a character of flower that use in a parent selection. And the outcome, that means after the hybridization process are over, that result of a hybridization can be studied with the help of a morphological character, such as a color of plant product, color of fruit, size of plant, color, shape, number of grains. All such characters are the morphological characters. If you do not learn morphology, you do not do the hybridization, that means a plant breeding. This is about today's lecture, importance of morphology in a different branches. If you have any doubts related to the importance of morphology in a different branch, please comment below the section. And it's my request, share this video to your friends, family, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.